If you had to point to one team that won this year's trade deadline, it's a double in my mind. It would be the Lakers, who revamped the core of their roster, landing Luka Doncic and Mark Williams while holding on to Austin Reaves in a move that has everyone wondering, how good is this team now and what this deal means for the future of basketball in LA? For what it's worth, let's say, but the second Luka deal was clearly moving toward the long-term consequences when he's only 25, in his 7th season, and has already earned 5 All-NBA first-team picks in the process. While the Lakers knew that with the Luka core, LeBron and Reaves also had a chance to be competitive now. Luka is probably a GOAT. And I say probably by instinct. Teammate LeBron James also has a good, strong argument. It's not coverage against Luka, which works consistently if the defense plays a drop to change the corner and attack 2-on-1. A perfection advantage if the defense is hedging or trapping. He picks off the backline finding a corner shooter with a jump shot or using his eyes to put himself at risk, jumping that Loman's freezing pass to feed the inside big on the end. If the defense decides to switch, Luka is one of the best isolation players of all time who will be happy to light up. Matchup? A lot of people have worked on the personalization between Luka and LeBron, specifically how they tend to do most of their offense on pick and rolls and there's only one ball, but I think they actually overlap well. Bron has been an outside ball player the last few years, and he's been used not only as a screener in those situations where you have to take care of the role, but also as a finisher and playmaker. He can also play off the ball as a spot-up shooter, where he's evolving into a pretty good shooter. Over the past 2 seasons, he's attempted over 300 three-point attempts and made 44.3% of them, and with his shot, he's a slasher who still has a lot of explosiveness when it comes to making spots on the wing. It's hard to get help in the center on the floor, where the ball is in LeBron's hands, who gets a little bit of it. Luka's stuff the last 2 seasons, he's just tried to catch and shoot threes, but he's been hitting them at a pretty healthy clip, 38% defense, basically never letting go. Just catch, shoot, and be there. Very few things are worse than letting Luka get the ball with an advantage on offense. I like to compare the potential dynamic between Luka and LeBron to Luce and Kyrie, where one of them started last year with the ball on one wing while the other would team up on the opposite wing and the defense had to choose between letting the serve balls in the middle of the floor or letting the dry guy catch and close the ball out. Dallas made that very difficult to watch, no matter what the rest of the floor looked like. So I don't work on the two of them playing on either side, especially considering they're both complete geniuses on the court. But with that, I still expect the offense to be very focused, not just because it allows LeBron to get more rest and stay fresh to play, but because the formula for an elite offense with Luka is just catching the lob. Threat to make him sick of shoots and checking the ball well that already does those things. With the addition of Mark Williams now, that's a big deal. Keep in mind that in Mark's short NBA career, he's dealt with a long history of injuries, issues that they have a lot of issues with. His ankles as a newcomer, he had serious back issues in his sophomore year. That's a little bit of that this year, histo-foot issues. The Lakers are clearly taking risks and betting on the future health of Mark Williams, who is only 23, so he fits the timeline. When Ben has it, in particular, this season has been incredible. Big offensively starts with physical tools, standing at 7 foot tall with a nearly 7 feet 7 inches wingspan, but it's a consistent reach that boggles my mind. He has a consistent reach of 9 feet 9 inches, which is currently greater than Victor Wembanyama. With that reach, he's vertically gifted with great hands, and his 3 possessions have made him one of the biggest threats in the NBA's lobbies. He's also very good at moving off the ball and finding himself as a target. While they're always very hesitant on screens, it's really dreamy to sleep next to Luka this season. He's one of only 2 players to attempt at least 10 shots at the rim for every 75 possessions the other has. That guy is Giannis, and that's when he plays on a team that pretty much had a hole in it with very limited playmaking. As physically impressive as he is inside, he's also a decent shooter, making 78% of his free throws. I talked about how you can't change Luka's lineup by rolling because of how good he is. The isolation brand is also capable of penalizing mismatches by sealing out of deep position for quick scoring, catching moves, and icing on the cake. He even has a bit of utility in the short game. So if Tweez sets up 2 for Luka, he can string together an attack through some pretty solid navigation. An addition to the game and connectivity has another defense. It's his ability to worry about Mark. You want to create second chances. He's 9th in the NBA in the next 5 offensive rebounds per 75 possessions and will go back to automatic points, which just provides everything you want on the interior, presence alongside Luka, Bron and Reaves, at least on the offensive end. Things because a big downside to Mark is that he's proven himself so far as a good gate, has tools like a great presence on the edge and he's a shot blocker, but his position may have gone away in teams, and he struggles with physicality that limits his ability to change shots and leads to. He's particularly desperate to hurt his ability to stop pick and rolls, as he has size and athleticism but lacks the technique to consistently play a downfield. Coverage will be interesting to see if LA implements more heavy hedging, because he also lacks the speed to switch to the ball and defend in space. These issues have only gotten worse on the Lakers roster, specifically the lack of a point of attack on defense. Things are up in the air right now. I would say there are only 3+ defenders in their rotation. Jared Vanderbilt and Dorian Finney-Smith are the two versatile wings, but they really struggle with navigating ball screens and because Mark is trying to switch. This really limits what you can do with these guys schematically. Gabe Vincent is a good offensive point defender who can ignore screens, but he's small, guarding against bigger or more physical wings and isn't much of a pair of presences with a backcourt of Luka and Reaves. And honestly, we're talking about one of the worst defensive teams in any playoff game. That being said, it's hard to argue that this team is a serious threat to compete for a championship. They're currently in the top 5 offenses in the NBA, and they'll likely end up in a second, third, or maybe even first, third argument. Luka, Reaves, and LeBron might just be the best front three we've seen in a long time, and now they've added a high-level interior that puts pressure on them to bring them together, as well as more capable shooters at each position. I wouldn't be surprised if they win a playoff series or two this year, with a full offseason to reconfigure and add some other edge-of-the-seat defense. There's absolutely no way anyone wants to see the Lakers in that series. If you enjoyed this breakdown, log in and turn on my notifications to be the first to see more content. If you're interested in my deeper dive, be sure to check out Hoop. If you're interested in my deep dive, be sure to check out The Rim. The Lakers' future, with Luka Doncic, LeBron James and Austin Reaves, is incredibly bright. The combination of veterans and young talent could be the perfect balance the team needs to seriously compete for titles in the coming years. But of course, defense remains a concern. For them to truly make an impact in the finals, it will be essential for the team to find ways to improve in that area, whether it's with tactical adjustments or by adding more defensive players. The fact is that the Lakers have one of the best backcourts in the league right now, but that still isn't enough to achieve the defensive consistency needed to compete against the biggest forces in the Western Conference. A player like Mark Williams, with his defensive potential, could be the key to transforming the team's defensive side. His presence in the paint could free up Luka and LeBron to focus on their offensive strengths, without worrying as much about rim protection. However, the pressure is also on coach Darvin Ham's ability to implement a more robust defensive scheme. The team has shown flashes of strong defense, but lacks a clear plan that maximizes the skills of the players available. A more focused approach to hedging and switching defenses could be crucial, especially to neutralize the fast-paced attacks of teams like the Nuggets and Suns, who have high-level offensive playmaking. Now, looking to the near future, if the Lakers can strike a good balance between defense and offense, adding more defensive pieces and maintaining the chemistry between Luka, LeBron and Reaves, they could not only be a real threat for the championship, but also usher in a new era of basketball dominance in LA. With a good recovery for Mark Williams and a constant evolution of its young talents, the team has all the ingredients to become a powerhouse both now and in the long term. It remains to be seen whether they will be able to realize this potential in a season full of challenges, tough opponents and high expectations. The Lakers can solidify their defense and maintain offensive consistency with the help of Luka Doncic, LeBron James and Austin Reaves. The team not only has the potential to compete for a title, but also establish itself as one of the most dominant franchises in the NBA for years to come. However, like any top-level team, they will need more than just their key players shining individually. It will be necessary for the entire team to fit into the game plan effectively, with rotation helping to maintain intensity and focus throughout each match. Mark Williams' presence, for example, could be even more vital in playoff situations, where every possession and defensive adjustment matters. While his development as a defender and rebounder is essential, his adaptation to the pace of the NBA and the confidence he gains over time could be what the Lakers need to dominate in the paint. Additionally, the chemistry between veterans and young talent will be crucial. LeBron James, who has always been a natural leader, will have an even more important role in mentoring the younger players, like Austin Reaves, who is improving every season. If LeBron can pass on his winning mentality and vision of the game to the next generation, the impact on the team could be huge. There is still one factor that we cannot forget: health. LeBron, who is already in the final phase of his career, and Luka, who needs to continue to evolve without wearing himself out physically, will be key players. The supporting cast will also need to contribute consistently, whether on defense or in decisive moments on offense. What the Lakers need to avoid at all costs is excessive fatigue on their key players, especially during the regular season, to ensure that everyone is at their best when the postseason arrives. In terms of strategy, the Lakers will also have to play to their strengths in quick transition and pick-and-roll play, a system that seems to fit well with LeBron and Luka's styles. Creating more dynamic attacking options, where the ball circulates quickly and players position themselves well for shots, can be the difference in tight matches, where the final decision comes down to who controls the pace of the game. With a combination of talent, leadership, and game intelligence, this Lakers team has all the tools to be a major force, but their success will depend on their ability to fine-tune their defense, find balance on offense, and keep their key players healthy throughout the season. Only time will tell if they can reach their full potential, but with what they've put together so far, they have the potential to be one of the most exciting teams to watch in the NBA for years to come. Additionally, the ability to adjust strategies throughout the season will be key. The Lakers can't afford to get complacent, especially with a number of strong teams in the Western Conference. The rivalry with teams like the Golden State Warriors, Denver Nuggets, and Phoenix Suns will require the team to constantly reinvent itself. It's not just about winning one game, it's about maintaining consistency over the months and being prepared for the ups and downs of the playoffs. Another crucial point will be the ability to form a solid defensive identity, something that could be key to unlocking even more of the team's potential. The addition of defensive-minded players like Dorian Finney-Smith and Jared Vanderbilt should contribute to a tighter defense, but that will only be true if the team is able to communicate well and maintain discipline in all situations. We also cannot forget that LeBron and Luka, as brilliant as they are in attack, have a defensive responsibility. If both can engage more on the defensive side of the court, the team will have a significant advantage. The Lakers may need more depth throughout the season, especially when key players need rest or are injured. Having a reliable bench that can handle the pressure in crucial games will be a big advantage. With players like Rui Hachimura, Troy Brown Jr., and others, the bench will need to be able to contribute scoring, defense, and energy, especially when the stars are off the court. The pressure to deliver will soon be great, but we also cannot lose sight of the idea of building a team that can consistently compete for championships. The goal should not be to simply win a title this season, but to create a solid foundation for the future where the Lakers can continue to be a relevant and high-level franchise for many years to come. If the team can balance their explosive offense with a more reliable defense, then they will be ready to compete not only this season, but in the years to come. With LeBron James still playing at a high level, Luka Doncic on the rise, and youngsters like Austin Reaves on the rise, the Lakers have a formula for success on their hands. However, for this formula to truly work, it will take much more than just individual talent. Collective work, adaptation to the circumstances of the season, and a championship mentality will be essential for the team to reach its true potential. If they can stay healthy, focused, and in tune, we could be seeing the dawn of a new golden era for the franchise. As the season progresses, one of the biggest keys to the Lakers' success will be their ability to adapt to different styles of play and face the diverse teams that emerge in the playoffs. As we've seen in the past, the most successful teams are those that can adjust their strategy when necessary, exploiting their opponent's weaknesses while maximizing their own strengths. Balancing the explosive offense of Luka and LeBron with the stout defense of players like Vanderbilt and Finney-Smith could be the perfect recipe for that adaptation. Managing the pace of the game will be a crucial aspect. The Lakers can't afford to play at a high intensity all the time, as it could take a toll on their older stars like LeBron. This means that in regular season games, there will be times when the team will need to slow down, control possessions, and force the pace of the opposition. And of course, in decisive games, it will be essential for Luka and LeBron to step up in key moments, as they have been known to do. However, with the addition of Mark Williams to the team, the Lakers' paint becomes even more dynamic. Mark has the potential to be one of the best rim protectors in the league, and his ability to grab offensive rebounds can turn any offense into a second chance. This type of player is exactly what the team needs to complement its offensive frontcourt. Having someone so dominant in the most congested areas can take the pressure off their leaders and allow more freedom for perimeter players like Reaves to make more fluid plays. If the Lakers can maintain that balance of power between their stars and a bench that contributes significantly, they have a great chance to go far. But the true measure of this team's success won't be just their standings or their number of wins. It'll be how they deal with adversity, how they adapt when things don't go as planned, and how they stay focused on their long-term goals. Another important aspect will be the role of the coaches, led by Darvin Ham. Strategy and squad play will be essential to maximize the impact of players. Ham's ability to make quick adjustments during games, especially in playoff series, will be tested in ways never seen before given the talent level and expectations surrounding the team. But if he can get the best out of all his players, this will be a team with a great chance of reaching the top of the NBA. Finally, the question everyone wants to know, the title. The Lakers have a great group, a great base and a promise for the future. If all the pieces fall into place and the chemistry continues to grow, it wouldn't be surprising to see the team competing for another championship in the near future. The game is evolving, and the Lakers have all the ingredients needed to be at the center of that revolution. The challenge now will be to see how all of this translates into victories on the biggest stage, the playoffs. With a focus on the playoffs, the Lakers will have to prepare for the level of intensity that will only increase as the season draws to a close. Having a deep and versatile roster will be essential to the team's ability to handle the physical and mental demands of the postseason. Player rotation will be key. Finding the balance between resting stars and ensuring team chemistry remains high will be vital to the team's success. Additionally, LeBron's leadership will be more crucial than ever. The veteran has a unique ability to inspire his teammates, especially in pressure-packed moments. His experience in high-stakes situations, having won multiple titles throughout his career, will be an invaluable asset to both the younger players and the other veterans. His responsibility to guide the team in the decisive moments will undoubtedly be one of the biggest factors in determining the success or failure of the season. Another important factor will be how Luka Doncic handles the pressure of the playoffs. He is undoubtedly one of the most talented players in the league, but his adaptation to a new team and the playoff format will be a major test of his career. If Luka can maintain his level of performance and be effective in moments of pressure, he could be the missing piece that helps the Lakers reach their full potential. The connection between him and LeBron will be key, especially in the pick and roll, where both can be extremely effective. The development of Austin Reaves will also be a key point of observation. His growing confidence on offense and his ability to create plays will be a key factor. As one of the key players alongside the veterans, Reaves has the opportunity to establish himself as a key player on the roster, providing that extra boost in tight moments of games. However, it is impossible to ignore that the team still needs defensive adjustments. Consistency on defense will be one of the biggest challenges in the playoffs. The perimeter defense, which has been a weakness in recent years, needs to be improved if the Lakers are to contain the explosive offenses of teams like the Golden State Warriors and Phoenix Suns. The experience of players like Vanderbilt and Finney-Smith will be essential to solidify this defense, but communication between all players will be what can ensure a more efficient defense in playoff situations, where every point is worth gold. Finally, Mark Williams' continued development in the paint could be what really takes the Lakers to the next level. If he can become a consistent shot blocker and dominant rebounder, it will allow the team to build a more solid defense while also having a direct impact on offense with second-chance opportunities. His physical presence in the paint could alleviate the pressure on LeBron and Luka to defend constantly, allowing them to focus more on creating offensive plays. With all of these elements in play, the Lakers season will be one of the most exciting in recent years. The combination of young and veteran talent, along with LeBron's leadership and Luka's explosive play, creates a promising scenario. However, real success depends on how the team is able to adjust and improve throughout the season and eventually into the postseason. The playoffs are where great teams really shine, and the Lakers will have all the tools they need to fight for another title as the season approaches its crunch time. One of the most pressing questions will be how the Lakers will stay focused during the long postseason battles. The balance between hard work and rest will be essential to prevent the team from becoming exhausted. While stars like LeBron and Luka are used to the pressure of the playoffs, back-to-back games and high levels of competition can require more than just talent and experience. The bench depth will be tested in ways that require reserves to play a major role as well. At this point, the cohesion of the roster will be relentlessly tested. The chemistry between LeBron, Luka, Reaves, and the rest of the team will be essential. They will need to fully understand each other's play style, especially during critical moments of the game. LeBron, with his ability to read the game and make quick decisions, will be instrumental in creating space and opportunities for others. And Luka, with his ability to control the pace of the game and make high-level plays, will be the offensive catalyst that keeps the team focused on winning. Meanwhile, defense will still be a central concern. As mentioned, the Western Conference's elite teams are extremely skilled on offense, and for the Lakers, neutralizing those offenses will be a top priority. This will mean that perimeter defense, already a point of vulnerability, will need to be more robust. Vanderbilt and Finney-Smith will need to continue to play a key defensive role, but the pressure will also be on the more experienced players like LeBron and Reaves to step up on the defensive side of the game. They will need to be aggressive without compromising their offensive efficiency. Mark Williams will also be an important player. If he can develop a dominant defensive presence in the paint and continue to improve as a rebounder, his contribution could be a difference-maker in tight games. His ability to protect the rim and earn second chances on offense will give the Lakers a strategic advantage that could be key to beating teams that rely heavily on perimeter play, such as the Warriors or Suns. With all of these dynamics in play, the Lakers have the potential to become one of the most complete teams in the league. The most important factor will undoubtedly be how the team performs under pressure. In the finals, or even in critical games before that, it will be the winning mentality that separates the champions from the losers. If the team can stay focused, maximize its strengths, and learn from its failures along the way, the Lakers may very well be the team to beat this season. And of course, the impact of a potential injury to any star could drastically change the Lakers' fortunes. Injuries are always an unpredictable part of basketball, but the good news for the team is that by having a talented core of players and good depth in their roster, they have the power to weather adversity. However, there's no doubt that LeBron and Luka will be key pieces to the puzzle, and if both are healthy, the team's potential is limitless. As the season approaches its final stretch, all eyes will be on the Lakers. What already presents itself as a talented and highly competitive team now needs to transform this promise into concrete results. The true measure of success will be not just winning the title, but doing so with the same winning mentality that has been the Lakers' hallmark over the years. As the playoffs begin, the Lakers' focus will be on maintaining consistency, especially in key games. In the postseason, every mistake becomes more crucial, and the pressure mounts with each round. However, the Los Angeles team has enough experience to handle that pressure. The balance between stars like LeBron and Luka and the contributions of key players like Austin Reaves and Mark Williams will be vital. The key to the team's success will be Darvin Ham's tactical adjustments during games. He will need to exploit the strengths of his players, such as Luka's ability to create plays and LeBron's ability to control the pace of the game. Smart use of marking, quick transitions and pick and rolls between Luka and LeBron could be a key offensive weapon. Additionally, Mark Williams' ability to protect the rim and grab key rebounds in pressure moments could be decisive, especially against teams that rely heavily on offense in the paint. The mental aspect will also be key. The playoffs require a strong mindset, especially in moments of adversity. The Lakers' confidence will be tested, and LeBron's experience will be an important factor. How he handles the pressure and how he passes on that winning mentality to the younger guys like Luka and Reaves will be key to their performance in crucial games. Additionally, the versatility of the Lakers roster will be a significant advantage. If the team can adapt to different styles of play, whether it's a fast-paced offense, a more physical game, or a long-range shooting matchup, the chances of success increase significantly. Having a team that can adapt to the circumstances of each game gives the Lakers a competitive edge, allowing them to surprise their opponents and adjust as needed. Despite the tough competition the Lakers will face, they have all the tools to compete for a title. But as always, health will be key. Injuries, especially to key players like LeBron, Luka, and others, can be a major limiting factor. The team will need to be at its best physically to have a real chance of winning the championship. As the playoffs progress, performance in high-level games will be the ultimate test for this roster. The ability to stay focused, adjust strategies, and make the right plays at the right time will determine whether this team will be remembered as one of the great champions or whether it will be left in the shadow of its unfulfilled promises. With all this, the Lakers season promises to be one of the most exciting and challenging in recent times. Every game, every victory or defeat, will be an opportunity for this team to strengthen and grow. And in the end, it will be the combination of talent, strategy, and heart that will determine whether the Lakers can lift another championship trophy and make their mark on NBA history. As the playoffs approach, the Lakers will have to stay focused on their journey, knowing that each round will bring new challenges and opponents with different styles of play. However, with the combined talent of LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and the growing confidence of Austin Reaves, the Los Angeles team is in an excellent position to make a run at the title. But like any team seeking glory, adaptation and resilience will be tested at every turn. A key factor will be how Darvin Ham manages the minutes of his key players. In a long and challenging season, it's easy for physical fatigue to become a hindrance. However, with the depth of his roster, Ham has the ability to rotate players without compromising their performance. The ability to keep LeBron and Luka fresh and ready for the crucial moments, while giving confidence to his reserves, could be the key to a title. The game dynamics, where LeBron and Luka share control of the ball, could be a differentiator. LeBron, with his unmatched vision, can facilitate the transition and open up opportunities for Luka to execute his play. This symbiosis between the two creates a powerful offensive line that is difficult to contain, especially against defenders who do not have players capable of stopping both with the same efficiency. Austin Reaves, with his development as a reliable shooter and his offensive versatility, stands out as an X-factor. His ability to make the right play at the right time is something the Lakers will need to balance the game between the starters and the second unit. However, like any team, weaknesses need to be addressed. The Lakers' defense will be tested, especially in series against high-powered offensive teams. A lack of consistency in some areas of perimeter defense could be a concern, especially against teams that overuse three-point shooting. If the Lakers can minimize the damage in quick transitions and improve defensive communication, it could be the difference between success and failure in the playoffs. Mark Williams' role cannot be understated either. His presence in the paint, both on defense and offense, will be crucial. He will need to become a defensive pillar, capable of protecting the rim and intimidating opponents who venture into the paint. Additionally, his ability to run the floor and be an effective finisher on pick and rolls will allow the Lakers to have more offensive options, something that will be crucial in tight playoff games. And when it comes to a championship journey, we can't forget the importance of a leader. LeBron, with his finals experience and ability to stay calm under pressure, will be the team's main leader, both on and off the court. His winning mentality and desire to win another title will be a motivating force for the entire roster. He knows how to lead his team through adversity and, with his experience, could be the deciding factor that propels the Lakers to the finals. With all of this, the Lakers are assembling a team that has both the offensive ability and the defensive depth to compete with any opponent. While there are issues to be addressed, especially on defense, the formula for success is within reach. The team's chemistry, LeBron's experience and Luka Doncic's talent, combined with a well-balanced roster, make the Lakers serious title contenders. If the team can make quick adjustments, improve on areas of weakness and, most importantly, stay healthy, 2025 could be the year the Lakers reclaim their position at the top of the NBA. The future is bright, and the energy in Los Angeles is high. Lakers fans have reason to believe this season could end with the NBA trophy being hoisted once again by the Los Angeles team.